So why can't you make the content? Why can't you just sit down like this, record the video, and get it done? And this is something that I've had to deal with. Almost everyone I know has had to deal with. And everyone who content is like the backbone of their business still struggles with this. And I've kind of distilled it down as to like, there's really like 7 things I'll go through in this video, like 7 key components of why I think this is and why I've kind of observed this and what I've learned. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I'm going to really want to dive into a little, it's more of like a psychoanalysis of yourself and understanding why, not the technical stuff, but the emotional side of why I can't make the content. And we'll kind of dive into the depths here, shall we? So most people think it's a consistency problem, but the core premise I've understood is it's an identity problem. You have an identity that doesn't want to make the content. So let me unravel this a little bit further. When the format or subject matter of your content conflicts with who you are genuinely, like who you actually are, no amount of discipline fixed it. Solution isn't a better schedule or new system. That shit doesn't work. It's alignment, but let's get this shit out of the clouds and let's define what alignment means. So you're unaligned and you're mismatched, and there's not a harmonization between you and the content. You know you need to make this stuff. This gets you leads. This makes you money. This is the ads. This is the shorts, the videos, whatever. But then you over here are either procrastinating it to hell, doing it at the last, literally the final hour. And then when you show up on camera or you show up to do it or you prep the document or whatever you're doing, it's like you're kind of like rushing it or mailing it in, or you're overthinking the hell out of it. So this is an identity problem and this is an alignment problem. So we'll call them, that doesn't really define identity or alignment. Well, no, we'll get there. But I think the key thing is to understand, I want to call it out of what I believe it is, because I've experienced this personally. I've had dozens of clients experience this, and I've witnessed previous business partners go through this exact same thing where we had to create an identity shift to create the content. So let's get into this, what this even actually fucking means. So the real problem isn't what you think. You can get away with bad lighting. I'm decently lit right now. I don't always have the perfect lighting. It's good enough. It's fine. You can get away with low budget. You don't need fancy camera. I have nice cameras, but I've been doing this for a super long time. So that works. You cannot get away with making content you're not excited about. The audience knows, not consciously, they never actually understand consciously that they don't know this, but they're thinking it, but they feel it. Most creators believe they're struggling with consistency. They are not. They're struggling with identity, specifically a behavior gap. So behaving like someone who makes content. This is, and the other points are kind of a little bit just, you're, like I mentioned in the beginning, there is this feeling that you have when you're making this. So right now, I'm incredibly comfortable. I'm sitting here, I'm wearing shorts, I'm in the apartment, there's no one in here. I decided to move this from just a little more space from the normal office and studio to the living room and just kind of give myself some more space to make this video. So I'm here very comfortable. In front of the camera, there's no edits or breaks. This is great. Someone watching this, there may be only low hundreds or low thousands depending on the time of the publishing of this video. Doesn't matter. I'm here committed to making this video. So the person watching this video is also feeling that energy reciprocated here. The same goes for when you're making your content. When you're making all of your videos, your audience or the viewer, your IVP can feel it. And even if they don't call it out, they don't call it out in the comments, there's just not this connection. And this is that like, that magic that you can feel when you watch someone who's just like fired the fuck up to make the video, and you can't like put your finger on it. You don't actually know like what the fuck it is, but they're just like, there's no place they'd rather be. That not having that is the problem. Not having that energy is what's holding you back. And it's what's making you not want to make the content, because you're thinking, I need to read off the script. I need to do this. I need to do all these things that you do not feel aligned with and you do not want to fucking do. Simple as that. I thought it was a lot. I've fought this one and wrestled this like crazy. So, and until the behavior changes, the identity doesn't change. When a creator finds a format they genuinely love, the subject matter that they actually matters to them, because consistency stops being a problem. It becomes an identity level behavior. They don't show up because they have to. They show up because they feel showing up, or they show up because not showing up would feel wrong. It'd feel weird not to. Like I said today, I was going to make this video here, and I went for a walk, and I was excited to get back tonight and make the video. So I created a behavior, and I started to make an identity that I'm excited to make the video. I want to make this video. So this is something I've had to wrestle with a lot with clients for the past 90 days. You've had multiple clients that have had the same dilemma, is they want to produce in batch. They want to know what to make, how to make it, what's the script. I was like, cool, we can deliver on that. Easy, no problem. Did exactly that. And the problem is the video felt like I wrote it. And I was like, huh, like it's in their voice. It's based off their other scripts. It's based off transcripts. I spent real time on it, not just AI slop, like really put effort into it. Matched it to other winning videos in the niche, similar to theirs, channel, all that kind of stuff, the usual like YouTube growth shit. None of those videos performed. None of them. Maybe one of them did okay, but none of them really performed in the way that it was intended to. And then I looked at what other videos, what other clients and myself, like what actually performs and what works. And it's when it's this stuff. It's like they wanted to make the format like this. They wanted to be on camera in general, and they were excited about the specific topics and the points. The scripting wasn't the script. The scripting was the idea. Right now, I'm really excited. It's an idea. I'm sure this is what's something I believe. I'm not reading off a prompter. I can barely see the lens. It's so fucking dark in here. And this is like me being, me showing up with the behavior that I'm excited to be here. Hence, energy getting transferred. Simple enough. Well, simple, not easy. And this is the dilemma that people face. So that's the first thing I noticed. The second thing is your identity operates like a thermostat. So this is one of my favorite videos. We're going to put a little clip here on the screen. We're not going to play the whole thing, but just like a little in the background of Sam Ovens has this legendary video called Why You Can't Do the Work. And I saw this video, might have been like 6 or 7 years ago. So I would have been early to mid 20s. And when I saw this video, it just clicked in my head. It was like, huh, like there is reasons why you can't sit down and focus for 12 to 14 hours a day. Like you get all the health routine, you're sleeping 8 hours a night, everything under the sun is optimized. And you're like, why can't I just pour all of my effort and energy, no matter how much discipline, willpower, or fucking habits you build, you can't pour the time required to get the business to grow or to get the channel to take off or fill in the blank thing. He set this point, his base is like, you don't love the craft. I was like, oh man, like this is hearing that years ago. I was like, oh, you don't love the process. And I talk about this a lot. Like if you don't love this part, you will never get to this part. You'll never get to the end if you hate the middle. If you like beginning and end and the middle is too painful for you, not gonna work. And this is especially true for YouTube because if you're creating YouTube content, the likelihood of breaking out is so fucking low, just like every other business, by the way, is so low that if you don't love the process, it becomes discouraging. So, oh, well, Colin, I don't like making videos. I'm just fucked. Then like, what am I going to do? I don't like it. Not the case. You can build the behavior and the identity of someone who loves making videos, right? So let's backplay this a little bit. Your self-image has a set point, a built-in picture of who you are, and it automatically corrects any behavior that deviates from the picture back to baseline. If you view yourself as someone who does not make videos, who does not understand content, who does not want to show up on camera, who doesn't make it a thing in their schedule, who doesn't get excited in the preparation and the delivery and every aspect of it, you won't do it. Fair enough. So this is when you really get this it's called The Resistance. And this is from, there's a book called The Art of War, Stephen Pressfield. I think it's The Art of War. Stephen Pressfield's the author. I know that. We'll put a photo of the book on the screen. And in this book, he talks about this thing called the resistance. And the resistance is this invisible force pulling you down. It's this thing like nagging in the back of your head. And you're like, what is this thing telling me to do anything but the work? Like in the room, doors shut, phones away. And you're like, I'm hungry. I gotta pee. I'm thirsty. I need this. I need all this shit. It's like everything in this, he calls it the resistance. It's basically just your subconscious, just like distracting the living hell out of you and pulling you away consistently. Because that is your baseline. That is your set point for basically your own identity is this set point. So in this case, we're not going to get into identity of all your other shit, but identity of you, the creator who needs to make videos for your brand and your business. This is what you need to change because willpower loses to identity every single time. Like this is like, I'm going to highlight this here. Willpower is defeated every time. Identity is undefeated, 1,000-0, because willpower will take you to a certain point and it will just keep hitting a wall. You'll just run into a wall over and over and over. This happens in every arena, but it's so apparent in content because it's either you post or you didn't. You either filmed the video or you didn't. It's like very binary. And quality is subjective. Someone may love this video. Others may hate this video, me just ranting on this shit without a crazy structure for like 30 minutes. Some people have found this video incredibly valuable. Subjective. So this is where your identity is just going to keep just bulldozing you, and you're never going to actually get in the habits to create the behavior change, which spills to your identity, where you can then make video you are excited about, or we're getting to. So there's that point. When you're making content that doesn't align with who you are, a forceful suggestion feels like resistance, procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. And I also want to add, like, this is an easy thing we get with a lot of our clients because they're like busy entrepreneurs. A key thing is, oh, I don't have the time. It's like, yeah, you don't have the time, but no one has a lot of time to make content. The ones who do it and do it successfully carve out the time regardless. So it's like, it's 9:29 p.m. I'm doing this video. So this is about the ideal time to make a video. It's not like the most energized, the most excited time. I kind of like it, but for most people, it's not. And this is the carving out the time. So the other side of this is like, well, someone's working 40, 50, 60 hours working in a business. How do they get an extra 20 hours a week for content? Well, other things need to be cut out in terms of your business, but your identity is that these other things are important. This XYZ thing in my business, this XYZ thing over here is more important than making the videos. I'm here to argue that it's definitely not. So that's kind of where we're at now. If we can try to change that behavior and have that identity shift, that would be a great place to start. So that's a little bit of a tangent, but I want to kind of go into the format is like kind of parlaying on the you're not carving out the time. I found personally that the format of the video can really hold people up. So I like to break it down into there is no right answer. The format of content is the one that you can deliver your message the best. So me, I love, and I don't know why I always say, I think it's just because how I learned how to make videos was like in what like studio lit dark rooms. I never really filmed like outside or like in like normal rooms with like all the lights on. It's always like pitch black. Either the room is dark and all the doors and windows are shut, or it's like nighttime like this. So for me, I feel the best recording talking head, screen share of some kind like this, and just me with my thoughts and being able to speak and kind of process things in real time. This is how I kind of like am able to articulate things in the clearest way possible and really be in a flow state with actually making the videos to deliver them. So this is, everyone has their own, but I think the way to find it is find out where you feel the least resistance towards. So you can then start to build a behavior of, okay, I can film like this because this is at least a little bit more exciting than something else, like as a starting place. So that's kind of how I view this. I encourage anyone here to watch the Sam Evans video of like why you can't do the work. That I'll either link it down below or just type in YouTube search like Sam Evans why you can't do the work, and this video will even make more sense. Next point here, the lies creators tell themselves. So most creators give I'm too busy, I don't have topics to cover, et cetera, et cetera. The real thing, I kind of belabor this, and I'll go through this one a little bit quicker, is you don't love the thing you need to talk about. You have a business you don't fully enjoy. You don't like a lot of the content around it, yet you're telling yourself you have to make it. This battle is going to be something you're fighting with forever. And there's really only a few pass outs. So I'll kind of carve the way out of this issue in the way that you can really get inspired to make content and you can actually inspire other people. And it's such a cheesy fucking word, but like you feel excited so that they feel excited. And there's this nice energy exchange back and forth. So you either need to make the content in a way that is exciting to you. So in a format, type of video, a length, or some type of storytelling, like some way to make it exciting for you in the way you film the content. It could be as simple as the webcam on your fucking computer or your phone outside in a park. Like it doesn't matter as long as you're excited to be there in the place. There's some great examples of channels that just film in the locations they are and they do exceptionally well because they thoroughly enjoy it. The second way, so there's the way you film it. The second is you venture outside of the topics you know you need to cover at first. So let's say you're like, even for me, I don't like making the tactical YouTube videos. Like those, I don't like love those videos. To me, to someone else who's like just getting started on YouTube or they've kind of hit a plateau, super valuable. So it's like helpful for them. I've been doing and talking about this shit for years. So for me to make like a tactical how-to YouTube video about like topic research or thumbnails or retention, or like I get bored sick of that shit. To hear my voice, I'm like, that's super pumped about it. So how do I combat that? I know I need to make those. I know I should make those. I love the other process around the business, just not that thing on camera. The solution, make stuff like this. This video right here, I was thinking about the video for the past like few hours. I was like, oh, cool. I have everything prepped here. The sound line's good to go. I was like, great. I'm ready to make this video. This making something you're excited about can bridge you a really long time or like maybe, a month of videos of what, okay, I make one here. I can make 3 that I'm not like yet, not yet fully like love the process, but I know once I make more videos, the identity will change, the behavior will change with it, and I can get even better at those because I get to make the ones I like. And the third one is you need to find other ways that you can be, for lack of a word, held accountable. So if you are committed to this for your business, like we do this to clients, like, hey, how many videos are you going to make this month? Or how many do you want to make this month or this quarter or whatever? Cool. Can I hold you accountable to that? Because if you say you're going to do 12 videos this month, okay, we got to get going. If you're going to do 8, we got to move. You can't just wait to do 8 videos in a week. Like you're way, way, way behind. So there's really just those 3 components of like the format, mixing in videos you like, having accountability. Ideally, you do all 3 and you really have a system. So I have accountability, myself, the team. We have a videos like this that I love to make. So that actually helps the process go along. And then I know that if I film in the formats I like this or another kind of setting, it makes it a lot easier to keep the momentum going and keep the rhythm going. So last part here is kind of a little bit irrelevant, but like the creator picked a niche is because it was monetizable or trending isn't fooling anyone anymore. Like the idea of like people that got into a lot of the make money online niches or even like different fitness trends or, all of your every niche, these are the ones I'm most familiar with, but every niche has these like pockets of areas that people just dove into for the money and really don't love it. And they can fucking tell. So these are the ones that you can start to spot out when in your own kind of content creation process here, and don't do that. So 4th part here is what genuine excitement actually looks like. Let's break it down. This is obvious. You don't need a one-to-one match between your offer and your videos. What you need is content about something you're genuinely excited about. Something real that connects to your brand, your life, or what you love about your work. So I love the client stuff. So I love the creation stuff and the client stuff. Operations, spreadsheets, backend, like all that shit annoys me to hell. Do I do it? Yes. Do I enjoy it? No. I love creating content like this. I love coaching. Like I love one-on-one calls and group calls. Like this is my favorite things. I could just line up my calendar with like sales calls and like coaching calls and stuff with clients from like 8 to 8, just line it up. And if I'm like buzzing from that. Some people that's like the worst day of their entire week or their worst day of their week or their month. For me, it's one of the better days. For me, if I have to be locked in the room with headphones on and writing or typing or no one collaborating with me, dread it. So that's the kind of stuff that is tougher for me to get excited about. It's also tougher for me to make content about. So it's easier for me to make content and be excited and talk about things that are in the other vein. So I want to find the things within your business or your niche or whatever that you are excited to talk about and things that you are excited about in general with your business. It's likely one and the same. I like strategy and theory. I do not like looking at data. I don't like step-by-step case study videos. Yes, do I do them? Yes, do they work? Do they have a place? For sure. I like this stuff. I love like chewing on big ideas. I consider myself like a strategist, not really like a data tactician type entrepreneur. Like I really love the strategy and the vision. And like, that's where I really thrive and just am the most excited about. So I could just do this stuff all day long. This is effortless, but you have to find out what it looks like for you. Think of your favorite YouTuber or any like content creation. So short form, and I encourage YouTuber here just because this will make more sense. There's like 100% chance that they are like fired up to be there. There's no world where there aren't like, this is the only thing I want to be doing. And you can tell in like basically 2 obvious places, like what are their eyes doing and what is their body language? Does it feel like they were forced to be put in the chair or walking around or doing the thing? Or is it something you can see they're like, relax. They're like, oh, I like being here. Like I'm comfortable being here. Even if there was uncomfortableness around it, I am now comfortable being here and I want to be here. Big difference. So this is something just like it's a simple point, but I encourage you, if you haven't already been watching a lot of YouTube content, I encourage you to watch a lot more. And don't watch it to just like numb out and like be entertained. That's part of it. I encourage you, like I'm like such a maniac with this shit. Like I'll watch a video, I'll watch the first 30 seconds of a video like 10 times. But okay, what was the hook? Was he excited? Is he faking it? How many takes did he do? Was this like off the rip? Like I'm like psychoanalyzing the entire video in like a 30-second shot. Okay, then why did he go from here to here? Why did he move locations from 0.5 to 6? Like, like what? I'm like breaking down the video and I'm looking at like what's the structure? But then is he doing this because he wanted to, or they wanted, he or she wanted to do this, or because it made more sense for the video. In most cases, if you really pay close attention, the YouTuber or the person on camera just did it for themselves. It was like, I feel like filming here. I feel like doing this. This video is selfishly filmed in a way that I resonate with and I enjoy, genuinely like the video. So people like me, who are likely our ideal viewers and clients, would also like this. Case in point. Fifth point here is, as I get a drink of water, the only question that matters. So those who ask the wrong question, they ask, what does my audience want? That's the wrong starting point. The real question is, what format would I want to exist, even if there is a chance, if there's a chance it got 0 views. So with that for a second, what video format and what video, like if I format and type in video in general, it could be topic as well too. If I made the video, it got goose egg, full 0 views, would you still make the video? Would you still want it to exist? What is that video? And if you like that topic, and if it's like the topic's aligned, the format's aligned, all the stuff checks out, and you like, I would still make that video. Even if it just went to one person, a client, a fucking like one person got the video, would you want to do it? Cool. Now you don't have to be jumping out of your chair. Like I'm not expecting everyone to like want to make a video for literally 0 people, but it's just a quick little thought. Like, what's your gut reaction? It's like snap of the fingers. Are you, oof, not a chance? Or like, okay, yeah, I like talking about this in general. Like I would have a one-on-one conversation. I would have a whole conversation about this exact topics I'm talking about right now. So this isn't a unique thing that I have to, force myself to do. I would have this conversation with anyone who wants to talk about it. Like I could talk someone's ear off about this stuff. You could probably tell by my voice. And that is really the most important question to ask. So you can educate yourself on what topics your ideal viewer profile is searching for, but the format, the way you deliver, the angle you take, the energy you bring, that is you. So this is where I try to tell a lot of clients, but like this is where YouTube gets really cheesy and kind of like almost like it's out of pocket for typical marketing like strategies where it's like, yes, there is an analytical side and a data side to YouTube, of course, but there's this intangible piece that is so tough to put your finger on. It is so unique in the way that you can kind of carve the creation method in the content that you want to make in a way that is so different from anything else. And that is why I'm so bullish on it, but why I think it's such a unique place to get better in all the areas for your business. So get better at presenting, get better at making ads, get better at making reels, get better at sales calls, get better at talking with your team, leading meetings, like speaking. It's like, it's kind of if you can nail this format, you can nail this presentation, you can nail the energy, it's just like a domino effect for so many other things that you couldn't get another way. So you must love this process, not the end result. Like I said, like I've actually enjoyed filming this more than whatever this is going to get. This is going to get between 100 and probably 1,000 views. Cool. Like that's 100 to 1,000 people that got to see my energy, my consistency, how I wanted to show up. Fantastic. Great. It's better than 1, and 100,000 isn't even the right number because that's too many people most likely. So for here, I enjoyed the process. Like I've said in every video, there's this track of an IVP to a raving fan to a customer and a client. That is in this order. So this happens when you are making stuff that you enjoy the process, that you enjoy how we got from the A all the way to Z, and every other letter in the alphabet, you enjoyed it. Key part. Number 6, audit your format, not your consistency. So this is probably pretty contrarian to a lot of the content takes and people that I see or I hear, because I've tried this and I don't believe this, because you consistently doing shit you hate, like that doesn't always really work. And this is like some David Goggins kind of stuff where it's like, just do the hard thing. It's like, he don't even think he still likes the hard stuff. Like, I don't think he actually enjoys all the running. After tearing apart his knees and his shins, does he even like it? It's just like, he just does it. And and maybe it's not landing for you, but like, I've kind of realized that if you just try to be consistent, you could be consistently bad. But when you are excited and you're starting to create different behaviors and your identity's changing, and then you're excited about the format and you're excited to turn on the camera and everything's kind of like working in your favor, you then don't have that consistency problem. Consistency is removed. If you have an identity, consistency is irrelevant. Doesn't matter. So I like to start with the format of the video because it's the easiest, quickest nudge to just get you moving. When you have to worry about all this other shit of like ideating and this and that and the other, it's like, go. Just hit record. Hit the button, make the video. Like, you are already an expert. There is a super high chance if you're watching this or if you're in our IDP pocket, you are an actual expert at what you do. If that's the case, this is just natural progression to work on this format to build that skill. The fix isn't posting schedule, accountability partner, or new content calendar. It's an honest audit of, does the way I'm making the content align with who I actually am? Does this content connect to something real happening in my life right now? So that's like, this is where I like to tell stories infused. I like to tell a little personal life. I like to tell a little bit of this, a little bit of that. As you do that, you're able to get clear on what you want, or you get to be clear on your identity, but you also get to make sure that, like, how are these videos relating to my life? How am I building a connection with the person on the other side, even if it's subtle and small, in ways that can help them or indirectly help me through helping maybe they become a client, a subscriber, whatever the case is, but it starts to move things along just ever so slightly. So this is, you cannot miss this. When identity and format match, consistency follows naturally. Like I said, no discipline required. Thermostat resets to a new temperature. So your baseline identity was, I don't like making videos. This sucks. I don't like it. Oh, this is hard too. Up here, where I enjoy videos. This is fun. I'm excited. I like this format. I like the process. All the stuff. That's one that you have to get there by just taking the action. But I always say, I start with the format. This is like part of our onboarding process as we dive deep into like, what videos do you like? Like, what do you like to watch? Like, let's start with that, because there's a chance if you like to watch something, you like to consume it, you'll like to, you'll likely there's a high chance you'll like to make stuff like it. So we usually start in that place anyways, because it's just a way to really get the ball rolling. So I'll leave that there. The final point I want to talk about is what I call the permission slip. So this is just giving yourself the permission to make other kinds of content. So the one who is stuck and you're like, they felt the resistance for days, weeks, months, or years even, and it's gnawing at you. And you're like, why can't I just make the videos? Why can't I make them like him? Why can't I have the energy like her? Why can't I show up every time like this? Why don't they work for me? Why isn't my channel growing? Why is there no views? It's like, it's almost always never the strategy. It's almost always the person. And I've learned this past year, where it's like, I had a really tough personal year the past like 12 months or so until recently. And I looked at it as like, I wasn't showing up the best version of me, which means I wasn't even excited to make a lot of the content. I wasn't excited to do lots of different things within the business. And that shows up. So a lot of times it's actually more you getting in your own way. It's you not maybe owning a struggle, facing a fear, doing something like confronting something. Like, there's all kinds of things that make this harder, but give yourself the permission to just do something in a format, in a way that gets the ball rolling. Like, just gets it ever so slightly moving. Once it's moving, momentum is easy to keep going. What's tough is a stagnant boulder. Like, stagnant energy is tough to fucking move. Once it's moving, it's meant to move. It'll just go. So don't fight it. Just get a little bit, let yourself, a long leash, for lack of better terms. You give yourself a long leash and let yourself make stuff that may flop, may get no views, may fill up. You could always delete the fucking thing later. You could just put it up there and you could can it in a month or 2 weeks if you want to. But as long as that got you making content, worth it. The creators building real audiences right now aren't the most disciplined. Once you found the format that feels wrong to skip. Niches change. Our niche changes are not failures. Format pivots are not failures. They're data. So we'll tie the bow here on this video shortly, but I want to make it clear that, like, if you need to change the niche or sub niche of your channel, the format of the videos, or anything to do with that, you could change it at any point in time. If you were more excited to make the content, if you like the video better, if you want to make that stuff, all you have to do is make it. Literally, you just have to decide that I'm going to show up excited. I'm going to show up to deliver value. I'm going to show the best version of myself for this video. So how you do that is you just do it. And I hate to sound like that's such a cop-out like answer, but I'll be frank, is like, I've seen this happen more times than I can count. The creator of any business, those who's the founder, the leader, or just a YouTube creator who just puts their fucking one foot in front of the other, and then another, and another, and another, is always out ahead. Always. It's never not been the case. And I like to believe the opposite. I like to be the better strategy, the better entrepreneur, the smarter one, the more disciplined one, the fill in the blank, like nice to have fucking trait. I used to really die in the hill of like, that's it. No. The one who just is not afraid to put one foot in front of the other, make the content that sucks, get outside their comfort zone, switch between different formats and content, switch between niches if need be. Just getting it moving is the answer every time. So what would you make if no one was watching? That is the main thing. What would you make if no one was watching? If no one watched the video, what would you make? How would you make? All of it. Because that is the place that can get you in momentum to get your identity or to get your behavior in the right place, to have an identity change. And then all this becomes easy and effortless. So I'll wrap it up there. And just remember, start there.